purchase this wetlands and protect it from development, I, the banker, and I love Earth just as much as everybody else, but I say, well, how are you going to pay me back? There's no money in that. The banking regulators will be on my case, and my bank will go bankrupt. So we're in a system that forces all of us to contribute to this engine of growth. And as soon as there are no opportunities for me to lend, maybe now nobody has a good business plan for building more sprockets, and cutting down more trees and catching more fish, because there are no more trees left to cut down and there's no more fish left to catch. And we're realizing that there's no more atmospheric capacity to contain our waste, to convert into money. And there's no more things that people still don't pay for. There's not a lot of good business plans. There's not a lot of economic growth that's even possible within these social and ecological limits, and there's not a lot of lending opportunities. And that's why quantitative easing isn't working. They're flooding the banking system with all of this base money, hoping that it's going to induce them to lend, but in a low growth environment, there are not enough lending opportunities to put the money in people's hands to keep servicing the debts. So the system's falling apart. And there's some complexities in there. I've given you a simplified version. There's more about that in lots of books, mine included. So we're facing the underlying crisis that we're facing is the end of growth, which suggests that we need to change the money system on a really fundamental level to one that works in a zero growth or a degrowth context. And when I say zero growth or degrowth, I'm not talking about life getting worse. I'm talking about paying for fewer things, but maybe we could have more of the things that we don't pay for. Any move toward a sharing economy actually hurts economic growth. If you use open source software, you're hurting the economy. If you start a bike share or a car share program, and not everybody has to buy their own bicycle anymore, you're hurting the economy. If you start a tool lending library, they have these tool libraries where instead of every household having their own power tools, you have a whole neighborhood with maybe 2 or 3 of each tool. Well, that's less consumption, less demand for power tools, less consumption, fewer jobs, less economic growth, suggesting that, like Niels was saying, maybe we have to work less hard rather than